Welcome to another Premier Guns gun review, and today we are taking a closer look at the superb new Miroku MK11. So here we've got it, the all-new Miroku MK11 side plate game gun. This comes from the Browning stable, which is essentially Japan, made in the Koshi factory. Now this is the first Miroku side plate for a number of years now, because the last one, which was the SP120, was marketed in the UK back in the late 1990s. And at the time, it was kind of on the market as a sort of a poor man's B25. Because of that, there was a lot of hand polishing internally and a few different features that made it really, really expensive at the time. And I think the problem was with that gun is at the price point, it didn't really sit right with the Miroku name. It would be better with a Browning badge on it. So they've had another go. The result is the MK11, and this time it's kind of priced in line with the Browning heritage, with the Beretta 687 EELL, which arguably will be its sort of closest rivals. So what's different about the MK11? What they've done is they've used the action frame of the 725. Now what that does is it gives it this much lower profile than the 525 and the MK60, MK38, etc. Because, as a lot of people are aware, the Browning Miroku action, although is very solid and very robust, has always had a bit of a reputation of being quite big, deep and clunky. So they've kind of come away from that with this. So lower profile action, but in addition we've got the 525 barrel setup. Now with that comes the inertia operated trigger system, the opposite to what normally comes in the 725, which is the Firelight mechanical system. So what that does is it gives you increased reliability, excellent durability, and with the barrels being sort of almost squeezed down to fit the 725 action, actually improves the balance and the handling of the gun as well. So from the top, we've got the 725 action, which has got nice long side plates, finished with this really stunning deep relief scroll work in kind of a wave pattern. We've got a bit of floral in there as well, and it leads nicely into this game scene where you've got nicely executed game birds that aren't quite as deep, but the attention to detail, considering the engraving is laser done, is superb. Engraved barrel wings, it's sort of a satin coined finish rather than being a nickel or a shiny polished finish. And again, you've got the trigger guard, which is nicely engraved. You've got Miroku MK11 on the bottom, this quite trendy sort of cheese twist pattern on the fore end, which is nice. In terms of the metal work, just turning the gun round again, engraved on the top lever. The barrels and the ejectors are all nicely engine turned. There's a lot of attention to detail with this gun. Okay, onto the tubes. 30-inch barrels, superior steel shot proof, so that's CIP and fleur-de-lis, which, as we keep saying, makes the gun future proof. It's got a solid 6mm top rib. This is the first Miroku to, aside from the English field, this is the first Miroku to have this side of rib fitted. Multi-choke. This gun uses the Browning Invector Plus multi-choke system. Steel shot proof we've mentioned, 3-inch chambers. Barrel weight sort of sub 1500 grams. Now this is a 30-inch game gun, which weighs 711, 712, something like that. And because of the barrel weight, the way the barrel's been put on the action, you can see that this gun is literally just come out of the box, and the balance is pretty much perfect. Okay? Polished trigger and auto safer standard, but as with all Brownings and Mirokus, it's a doddle if you wanted to take that off, if you simply just want to use the gun for clays. Longer barrels are expected later in the year, 32-inch. They also do a 28-inch, which would make a nice grouse gun, nice walked up game gun. And there is also the option for left hand. Now we get to the really exciting bit. Grade 5 Turkish walnut, or certainly European walnut. Teardrops, completely hand checkered in the Miroku factory. One of the big bonuses you will get with a Miroku over a lot of other manufacturers, they do hand checker their guns, which, considering the price some of them come in at, is incredible. 14 3/4 inch length of pull with this 20mm my pad on the end. Vacant oval, I've said teardrops, and we've got a round style game forearm, which is really, really slim in profile. Nothing like a schnabel, which you would typically find on a Miroku game gun. So I'm just going to touch briefly on how Miroku rather cleverly have managed to integrate the 525 barrel setup onto the 725 action as used in the new MK11. So here we've got the MK11 barrels against a set of Browning 525 Sporter barrels. And what they've essentially done is reduce the height, the diameter of the breech block, along with the size of the barrel hook and the angle of the barrel hook. And what that's essentially done is kind of compressed the barrels into the action and made them about sort of 2 or 3 millimeters lower. And what the result of that is a gun that's on a lower action frame, but gives you improved reliability and durability, and is also really, really nicely balanced. So hats off to Miroku. To finish off, obviously a gun as beautiful as this needs to be nicely presented. So Browning straight Miroku have pulled out all the stops. We've got one of their opaline leather trimmed deluxe Negrini carry cases. Got a Miroku badge on the top. You know, Miroku merchandise has always been difficult to get hold of in the UK, so hopefully we can get some of these as an additional product later on. Nicely finished inside. Double combination lock, so if you wanted to, you can take this gun on a plane. And in addition, of course, we've got the proof certificate, the inspection certificate to show that it's all been okayed by the top men at Miroku. And in this nifty little cardboard box, we've got the 3 additional chokes and the choke key. My only criticism, if I had to make one about that gun, is the choke key is pretty poor considering the price of the gun. So with all the MK11s that we will be supplying this standard Browning T-wrench choke key. So all in all, very nicely presented and a really nice package. There's not a lot else I can say really. It's Miroku, it'll last you a lifetime, it'll get an awful lot of looks. It's great value for money if you compare it to the Beretta 687 EE Classic, which comes in at quite a few quid more. Cased, as a lot of the higher grade Mirokus are nowadays, comes in a deluxe Negrini case. And one of the things I do want to point out is Miroku are one of the only manufacturers that will actually give you a 3-year woodwork warranty. Now, with the MK11 being stocked with European walnut, I think it's going to, you know, there's not going to be too much trouble with stocks breaking because it's very strong, very durable. But with most manufacturers giving you, 12 months at best, that just really shows that the confidence that they've got in their products. So that pretty much concludes this review on the new Miroku MK11. It is literally a gun for everything. You know, you can go and shoot clays with it. It will be nice and soft in terms of the recoil, and on a game day, it's light enough to walk around all day if you wanted to, or if you wanted to go on a big bird day. It's absolutely capable of that, and it's just going to be a really, really popular gun this year. You know, Miroku is a hugely strong brand in the UK. It's been a long time for them to sort of come out with something that goes above the standard box lock action grade 5 models that everybody knows and loves. Completely reliable, completely bomb proof, and when they look as good as this, why wouldn't you want to own one? Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you soon for another gun review. Thank you. Bye.